Hmm. Hi Shivang, how are you? I'm good too. Hmm. Right. Ria ji, I am not looking at people's chart. If you have any conceptual question, you can ask. Okay. Looking at chart and all mm, will take some time, so I cannot give all the time to one person. If you have any conceptual question, you can ask. Right. Good evening, Karan. What if Saturn is in 11th house retrograde Gemini ascendant? It will be debilitated also, right? It is in Aries. Saturn is in Aries in the 11th house retrograde. So it is a difficult situation, difficult in the matters of finance. Like maybe the person's money making starts very late in life, maybe in 30s and all. Also, like a person is unable to save the money. Okay, he has to develop the habit of saving money and all. So in those matters, like this can be like bringing difficulties. Also, your social networking circle, you may feel that your desires are not accomplished, manifested. So all these results will come up with Saturn being in 11th house Aries, debilitated and retrograde. कैसे हैं आप? आई एम फाइन, थैंक यू. हाउ आर यू? आप कैसे हैं? Mercury in Pisces for Pisces Lagna. Good for any creative matters. Like Mercury is the skills, creativity, and Pisces is the sign of imagination. So person can be very creative, person can be very imaginative, person can be a good author. Okay, good writer and all. So it can give those abilities, but when it comes to like personal communications, communicating professionally is not a problem for this person, but communicating personally, one-on-one communications within family or friends and all, he may be misunderstood many a times. Saturn is with Jupiter, and doesn't matter. Saturn remains Saturn. Saturn remains Saturn. It is like a difficult position. Right. Hi Priya, how are you? Long time no see, no coffee, no tea. So Saturn has the highest say every time. Okay, whatever whatever the person is getting the result. Okay, if there is a planet which has highest say among all, that is Saturn. So Saturn with Jupiter means Saturn impacts Jupiter rather than Jupiter impacting Saturn. Hello, Natasha, ma'am. How are you? Sun, Saturn, Mars conjunction in Aries. Same. Okay, Saturn debilitation means that difficulty is there. Although there is this Neech Bhangraj Yoga and all, it will give result, but it will give result only after the conditions of Saturn are fulfilled. Like delay, hard work, perseverance. Person would have to still would have to like work really hard and all that, and results are coming in 30s. Okay, so that is what happens generally. uh, so Sun, Saturn, Mars, this is wherever, whichever house it is in, it can be like very difficult for that house related things, especially the living karakas. Like Sun, Saturn, Mars, three strong malefics coming together in one house. So it is like very difficult for living karakas of that house. Okay. Uh, right. I'm good, sir. Thank you. How to get my dream car? It's very expensive. Manifest it. You can use law of attraction for that. It works. It worked for me. Okay. So obviously you have to work hard for it. Just imagining things is not going to help you. If you want to buy a car, you have to work hard. You have to like earn money, and then it will come uh, into your manifestations. Okay. Now on Yogini Dasha of Kisa. Namaste, namaste. Now on Yogini Dasha of Mercury, Saturn, Mercury conjunct Sun in second house Capricorn and Saturn in third house Aquarius, Venus in first house. I have difficulties in money. Will next Yogini Mercury Venus be better for me? I don't have much experience with Yogini Dasha. Like I only deal with Vimshotri. That is my 99. I don't think I ever used any other dasha. When I was learning, I was trying with Charadasha for some time, but it didn't work out. It doesn't mean that Charadasha doesn't work. It didn't work out for me. So my experience is only with the and this Vimshotari Dasha. So I will not say that what type of result will come as per Yogini Dasha. I will only say as per the Karaka. Mercury, Venus are naturally like benefic planets. Mercury is in the second house of wealth. Venus is in first house, Sagittarius. So it should be a better time. Mercury Venus time should be a better time for your financial matters. Okay. No comment on Yogini Dasha. I have no experience of Yogini Dasha. Saturn Sun in Cancer for Kumbh Lagna. Why always mental pressure? Always. It is because of that only. Saturn in Cancer. Okay. Cancer represents like mental state. Like it is natural fourth sign, has the fourth house energy. It is ruled by Moon, so it represents your emotional state. And Saturn and Sun both are like strong malefics, biggest of enemies together. So this is like a difficult situation for someone's emotional state of mind. So that's why like Saturn Sun in Cancer in sixth house of health issues. It is like emotional instability and all, emotional repressment also, those kind of things can be there. But if the person meditates regularly, they can handle the situation in a better. Any conclusions from Capricorn ascendant having Rahu in seventh house of Cancer? It is again emotional instability, emotional extremes. Rahu in Cancer, either too happy or too sad, and lots of attention is going towards the relationship aspect of life. Rahu in Cancer, it is the person is always looking for a relationship. They cannot live without a partner when Rahu is in the seventh house. Okay. Right. Uh, Seventh house Cancer. Mm, then why Moksha Trikon houses are 12th from Dharma Trikon houses? Mm, they have to be somewhere, right? It is Dharma, Arth, Kam, Moksha. Okay. First, realize your righteous path in life, realize your purpose. Righteous path is dharma. Realize your purpose, that is artha. Realize your desire, then go towards spirituality. Okay, so it is like that. It is going into that order, that find your path, then fulfill your purpose, fulfill your desires, then go towards spirituality. So this is what is indicating. That's why it is going to fall into 12th from the dharma house. Okay, that is why what I can understand right now. Thank you. You're welcome, Karan. Thank you. You're welcome, Kiza. Hi, Aisha. How are you? Thank you, Neeraj. What does nodes represent in divisional charts like D9 and D10? It is for that chart related purposes. Nodes represent your obsession and isolation point. Rahu obsession, Ketu isolation. So if you are looking at D10, it is career oriented chart, right? So look at their position, Rahu and Ketu position in D10 for career related obsessions and career related isolations, where in your career matters you can be obsessed towards something, and where in your career related matters you can be isolated from something. This is what Rahu Ketu will represent in the uh, D10 chart. In D9, it is the chart of your right life path. The same thing, where you can be obsessed towards a particular area of life in following your right life path, and where you can be completely isolated. Like in my case, Rahu is in Scorpio, in fifth house, Scorpio fifth house and all. It is like making me obsessed towards the occult or research oriented side of life. And Ketu is in the 11th house. Okay, so 11th house is socialization. Okay, like I am a very private person. I don't communicate regularly at personal level. I only communicate in professional level. So that is seen from my Ketu in the 11th house. So this is what happens. So whenever you are going in a like particular divisional chart, always try to focus and be precise about that divisional chart related matter. Okay. Retro Saturn in his 10th aspect to Moon and Jupiter is Moon's 12th house. 10th aspect to Moon. It is difficult. Mind is always feels like burdened by the responsibilities and duties of life. That is what happens when Saturn's 10th aspect comes onto the Moon. Jupiter is Moon's 12th house. So like Moon can find some sort of support. Mind can find some sort of support or some sort of strength from the spiritual side of life, or Jupiterian activities like knowledge, higher education, and all those things. Mercury and Moon in 12th house of Sagittarius is bad. 12th house is mysterious. I don't think so. Mercury Moon can it can be very good for spiritual pursuits, also for higher education. Like Sagittarius is sign of higher education, so it can bring good amount of education to the person, higher education to the person. Okay. So I won't consider it as a like very negative placement or very difficult placement. Okay. How will Venus Dasha be if it is placed exalted in the sixth house with Mars and Mercury, aspected by exalted Jupiter from 10th? Will it post health challenges at coming at mid 40s? Thanks are in advance. First of all, Dasha analysis takes time, so I cannot give you whole of Dasha analysis here. So that is the first thing. Venus is your ascendant lord, eighth lord, sitting in the sixth house exalted. This shows that Venus Dasha will come up with some major changes in life. Be receptive towards the changes, and you will have benefits from those changes. Second thing, Jupiter is also exalted, it is also aspecting. So, okay, it shows good amount of possibilities of gains if you are receptive towards the changes. Then, uh, about your health issues, Venus represents sugar, diabetes, kidney, urine related health issues. It is sitting in the sixth house. So its exaltation only shows that person may have health issues and they may recover from it quickly. Okay. So this shows that sixth lord is also exalted. It is aspecting back at sixth house, so it is a very strong sixth house. It only shows that person is recovering very quickly. Even if they have some health issue going on, they may recover very quickly. So that is the kind of thing will happen. But we cannot say just because it is exalted, person will not have any health issue. Okay. So health issues can be there. Also, this sixth house is the house of like litigation, conflicts. So in relationship matters with females and all, there can be conflicts, there can be litigations. So just be careful about it. Yeah, is the effect of Saturn in a house same effect when Saturn is the lord of the house? Example, Saturn in Capricorn. Yeah, Saturn is same always. Like Saturn always represents our difficulties, our challenges in life, our the areas where we need to persevere in life and all. So Saturn sitting in any house or with any house lord anywhere, it only represents your challenges. It represents your miseries. So Saturn in Capricorn is also challenge. Saturn in first house in Sagittarius is also challenge. Now Saturn sitting with Jupiter in any other house, Jupiter being the ascendant lord, is also challenge. Okay, Saturn is always the challenge. Hard work, delay, perseverance, and all. Which house the shark give gains in cryptocurrency or combinations? Wealth oriented houses, wealth oriented planets, along with Rahu and Ketu. Cryptocurrency is an unconventional currency as of now. Rahu and Ketu represents unconventional things. So they should be active in the dasha. Okay. Money oriented houses, money oriented planets, along with Rahu and Ketu, and they should be in good dignity. Then we can expect that dasha to give some benefits in cryptocurrency. But it depends on the overall chart. If Saturn is impacting your wealth oriented houses or wealth oriented planets, it means that long term investments can give you benefits. Then you should not go for short term short term investments and all. Don't go for intraday trading in that case if Saturn is impacting. Okay, so that's why I said the overall chart analysis is important. Priyank ji, hello ji. When Srinath Yoga form and mentioned its results, I didn't know this yoga. if this yoga also is there. I will see where it is, what planners cause. Let me search Srinath Yoga. Just a second. Okay. According to prevalent definition of Srinath Yoga, if in a horoscope the seventh lord is placed in the 10th house at the time, Lord of Ten is placed in conjunction with the Lord of ninth house, Srinath Yoga is formed. Seventh lord in the 10th house and 10th lord in the 10th lord is in conjunction with the ninth lord. So this, like we can understand, seventh lord in the 10th house, career and business setup. Also, like that business can be in knowledge oriented field, because 10th lord is is with the ninth house. Okay, ninth lord. So this shows that person's career can be in knowledge sharing related matters, and person that can be a knowledge sharing business. So that is the result. Obviously, dignity matters. Dignity of the planet matters. Okay. Okay. Uh, in Pisces ascendant, Rahu and Mars in second house, will we still see bad effects of Rahu Mars conjunction, even though Mars is in its own sign? Malefics are supposed to provide you some challenges in life. So malefic is there, some challenges are coming. Okay, so accept it as part of their nature. Pisces ascendant, seventh Lord Mercury in the first house in a Revati nakshatra, and Sun is with Mercury in Pisces in ascendant. What is the question? And that is good. Seventh Lord Mercury in the first house. Get into your own business of creative nature. Pranam, Saturn in fourth house of Aries aspects Mars in 10th house. Saturn in fourth house of Aries aspects Mars in 10th house of Libra forms Neej Bhangraj Yoga. Yeah, it forms Neej Bhangraj Yoga, but it works in Saturnian way only. Delay, hard work, perseverance. Results will be seen after 35 if the person is putting his best effort. The dust conjunction of first and 12th Lord in the sixth house represents foreign settlement due to career. First and 12th Lord in sixth house. Uh, yeah, it can show first and 12th Lord in the sixth house, but it like what I have seen is that the person can also get into some conflicts in foreign lands. Okay, and that is also one of the result I have seen. Like people go into foreign lands and they get into some litigation and all. That is also the result. So it largely depends on the dignity of the planet involved. Thanks, sir. Mars and Saturn in second house of Taurus. For Taurus, Mercury on ascendant. How will it impact second house signification, particularly in Mars? Saturn is there. Understand this basic thing. Saturn is difficulties in any way. Okay. So Saturn's presence in any house is like a difficulty for you in dealing with that area of life. So Saturn sitting in the second house, regardless of anything, you will have to make a special effort to save your money. The person would need to learn the saving skills in this life. Otherwise, they can be in serious financial trouble. Okay, so that is wherever Saturn is placed, wherever Saturn is impacting any house, any planet in your chart, you have to persevere. You have to put your best effort over the longest period of time. Then you can expect some good results coming into that area of life after 30s or mid 30s. What combination required for writer to write stories like Bahubali or action drama? Mercury in Pisces, Mercury Venus conjunction, all these things can be there. Okay, Mercury in Pisces is normally found with like people who are good authors. because Pisces is the sign of imagination, Mercury is communication. How should we understand a retrograde Venus on Taurus ascendant? That is combust also. Okay. So again, it shows the same thing. Like Taurus is the sign of wealth, Venus is the planet of wealth. It is retrograde. Person is reflecting back a lot upon wealth. Person is reflecting back a lot upon his relationship. Combust means again the person has to work hard to save his money. Person has to work hard on his relationship. Otherwise, relationships will break time and again. Okay. Are you proud of Rishi Sunak, new PM of England? What helps him, do you think? I don't watch news. I don't know what is going on in the world. Uh, Venus Ketu Jupiter conjunction in 12th house for Pisces ascendant creates isolation and moksha. Mm, I can say about isolation. I cannot say about moksha. I have no experience of moksha. Okay, so I cannot say anything about moksha. Venus, Ketu, Jupiter in 12th house for Pisces ascendant. They all are in Aquarius sign. So it shows good amount of benefits in 12th house related matters. It can be spirituality also. It can be foreign lands also. It can be this large organizations also. They may like to be isolated. They may like to be alone. But I cannot like indicate that person will attain moksha and all that. This has been on my mind so much. My son is Virgo ascendant. Okay. Hi, Stephanie. Your question. This has been on my mind so much. My son is Virgo ascendant. He has Ketu in the third house with Rahu Mars in the ninth house. Great. What kind of things must I look to have an idea what results must be maybe expected for any subsequent siblings? Okay. Would Mars protect its own house from harm coming uh, to another sibling? Would my son have a difficult relationship with another sibling, male or female? Would it just be best to have one son with these conditions? I have Rahu Moon in fifth house, fifth as a Libra ascendant, with Mars in the sixth house, Aries in the seventh. Right. So this shows like Ketu sitting in the seventh house is Scorpio. Mars is aspecting it fine. Okay. Everything is in addition. Understand this thing. The basic rule of astrology is everything is in addition. Everything gives its result. So Mars aspecting its own sign protects that house. That's the first thing. That it protects that house. Now he has Ketu in this third house. Ketu is isolation, separation. So there can be some sort of isolation, separation from the younger sibling, but still the person keeps a average relationship, and they may feel after some time, okay, it is quite a beneficial relationship from both the sides. It can be like in beginning it can be very transformative relationship also, but as they grow up, as they enter into their 20s or 30s, they can now okay manage to like have a good relationship between them. But there will be a sort of separation. Okay. Either physical separation or mental separation or emotional separation. There will be sort of separation. Okay. Either they stay away from each other or they don't connect with each other. Okay. Ketu in the third house, like I can say from my own experience. So it can create some sort of isolation separation feeling. Okay. From younger sibling. So everything is in addition, everything will play its role. Rahu Moon in the fifth house will make you gravitate towards the children, will make you okay have more and more children. Even your seventh lord in the sixth house shows you can also have some disagreements with your second child. You can also have a feeling of loss around your second child. So everything is in addition in astrology. Okay. So everything will give its role. It's your decision whether you want to have one child or two children, whatever. It's your personal decision, extremely personal decision. And I don't think any astrologer should decide it. But these are the difficulties, these are the complexities you may face in your relationship with your second child, and your first child will face with the sibling. How will be the Mahadasha of Sun in 11th house for Libra ascendant? B also Sun is Atmakarka. It can be good Dasha for money matters, for career. Sun is in own sign. It is excellent. You can get good amount of authority, recognition, and all. Career can progress. Money can come. Be aware of your ego conflicts with people. Okay, but otherwise it is a good dasha for career matters. Best success is in entrepreneurship, like 11th house is the house of entrepreneurship. So best success, best recognition will come in entrepreneurship setup. Oh, right. Pisces ascendant, sun, sixth lord in the ascendant in Uttar Bhadra Nakshatra. Sixth lord in the ascendant, disputes, conflicts, obstacles are coming to you. So just be careful about conflicts or obstacles and try your best to mitigate them. Also, health issues. Sun represents heart and brain related health issues. If possible, work for yourself. How to analyze divisional charts, like in some of ascendant chart, like aspects and other things are seen as ascendant chart, or just we look planetary position in divisional chart. I don't consider aspects in the divisional chart. Aspect should not be considered. Okay, so that is the thing, because divisional charts, planetary placements are not the planetary placements of the sky. Like I'm born with Jupiter in Cancer, but in my D9 Jupiter is in Virgo. So now I cannot utilize Jupiter in Virgo's aspect, because in the sky Jupiter is in Cancer only, right? So that is why. Presence of Rahu in first house represents psychic or mystical abilities. Not necessarily it should be like in those signs also, like Pisces or Sagittarius, or in Mula Nakshatra, Bharani Nakshatra, Scorpio sign. So those things should also be there, those energies. Rahu represents only one thing, that is exploding things, blowing things out of proportion. It blows things out of proportion where it sits. So to become a mystic or a psychic, they should be in mystical signs. They should be in psychic related nakshatras. Then only those things will be exploded. So Rahu in Bharani nakshatra, let's say Rahu in Ashlesha, Rahu in Jeshtha, Rahu in this Uttar Bhadra, okay, Rahu in Mula, okay. These nakshatras or signs like Scorpio, Pisces, Sagittarius. If Rahu is in these signs, then like person can have like higher abilities or interest in the mystical side of life or psychic side of life. Mercury in Uttarashada Nakshatra, great. Pada 3, 8th house, Capricorn for Gemini ascendant. What kind of writer it indicates? First of all, it shows that person would have to work really hard, because Capricorn is the sign of ruled by Saturn represents continuous effort. So in beginning of their life they may be very poor writer, but as they progress they can be a very good writer. It can also make someone interested in legal writing, because Capricorn is the sign of law. Okay, so they may like to write about legal stuff, government related stuff, laws and all. That is the thing. But they have to be organized. Okay, they have to learn how to write in an organized way. Then they will get the success in that area. Sun in Uttara Falguni Nakshatra Pada 1, being Atmakarka in 11th house, conjunct with Venus and Moon in for Libra ascendant. As I said, like it is just a second. Mm. Right. Uh, so, as I said, like 11th house, Leo, Sun there. It is third pada, so it should still be in Leo, right? It is good for authority related matters, authority recognition, entrepreneurship, and all those things. But this like the best authority recognition is coming through entrepreneurship. If the person goes into entrepreneurship, business, and all, then best authority and recognition. How Mercury will behave when it is together with Sun in ninth house for Scorpio ascendant, aspected by Jupiter from Lagna, and Saturn exalted in 12th house. This is good position. Sun Mercury in Cancer in the ninth house, so excellent for higher education, guiding, counseling, consulting related work. Jupiter aspect is also showing the same thing. Only thing is that Saturn aspect shows that a person has to be like persevering in that area of life. We will have to like put continuous efforts. Okay, then they can get better results. I appreciate your help. This was very enriching to my learning and mind. Great, thank you. I'm happy to be of help. And then Pisces ascendant Venus Mercury are located in first house. If Venus is the in the highest exaltation state in Revati, then can it negate the debilitation effects of Mercury? Everything is in addition. So Mercury will this Neech Bhangraj Yoga will work in your professional matters, in your creative matters, if you are into a creative pursuit or spiritual pursuits in your career, it will work. It will give you a result, the Neech Bhangraj Yoga. But when it comes to personal communication, personal relationship, one-on-one relationship with your family members, your wife, your husband, or like your boyfriend, girlfriend, it will be difficult. Okay. Moon, everything is in addition in astrology. This is the golden rule. Everything gives its result. Okay, lots of questions today. Moon Venus in Dhanisha Nakshatra, Pada 3, second house in Aquarius. Okay, where is the question? Moon Venus in Dhanishta can make someone very good with financial matters. Okay, they can be like really good in finance, wealth, etc. So if they want to pursue a financial side of career, great. But it is also nakshatra of marital conflicts, relationship issues. So they can have lots of issues in relationship. Okay. How Karkamsha chart shows natural talents like Gemini ascendant. Yeah, Karkamsha depends on Atmakarka, Amatyakarka, then D9 and all. So it is a long process. Just search for the like article Astro Saxena Karkamsha, you will get it, and that explains it in detail. It will take some time to explain it in this session. Okay, that will help you. Vargottama Mars in first house for Aries ascendant. This is good. Person can be very active. Person can be highly like go-getter type of person. Okay, they are always looking to achieve their goals and all that. That is the result of Vargottama Mars in the first house Aries. Very like initiative person, aggressive person. Okay, now the same aggressiveness can be good for for career because it is ambitious approach, but same aggressive nature can be difficult in relationship because the other person doesn't want aggression in the relationship. Okay, so that's where you need to take care. Then Mars in 10,000 Swati Nakshatra for Capricorn ascendant. Again, very go-getter type of person, very ambitious person. But it is better if the person works for himself rather than under others' authority. Libra and Swati. Libra is the sign of business. Swati is the nakshatra of working independently. Otherwise, the person will have lots of issues. Then Do we need to use Bhava chart for Dasha interpretation and then the Rashi chart? Please share your knowledge. I use only D1 chart. My whole analysis is done on the D1 chart, nothing else. Okay. So I don't worry about D9, D10. They are for confirmation. Likewise, Bhava chart is also can be utilized for confirmation, but my analysis will be based on D1 chart. Jupiter in second house for Aries ascendant. What can be predicted? It is very good for wealth related matters. Jupiter expands things. Second house is the wealth. Taurus is the sign of wealth. So the person can have a good amount of wealth coming from family, family lineage. Uh, but then, like best wealth is coming through Jupiterian activities, knowledge sharing. Better, more they share their knowledge. Jupiter is Brahaspati, me being a teacher. More they share their knowledge, the more they guide others, better wealth they will have. Mm, Venus in Puru Bhadrapada Nakshatra Pada 4. Does it always mean cheating in relationship and or separation? There is nothing like general rule in astrology that always this result will happen or always that result will happen. Astrology is just a probability and possibility. End result depends on the free will of the person. It is understand houses, planets, and signs are just representation of energy. Energy is neutral. It depends on the person who is utilizing the energy. Mars represents violence also. Mars represents protection also. How you want to utilize it. Okay, it's your choice. So planets, houses, chart, everything they give you all the options. Now choose your options as per your free will. They will help you there, whichever option. Even if you want to commit a crime, okay, we provide you energy to commit a crime, and if someone wants to stop that crime, we will provide energy to that person also to stop the crime. Okay, so it is that type of game where the energy is just neutral. It is not differentiating, discriminating for anyone. So we cannot say that okay, Venus in Purvabhadra Pada means person is bound to be cheating in relationship or separation. We cannot say that. Swami Radha Venam, how are you? Hmm. Jai Shri Krishna. Miss you too. Rahu in Punarvasu Nakshatra in sixth house for Capricorn ascendant. Right. Just a second. My leg got a lump. Okay. So Rahu in Punarvasu Nakshatra. Punarvasu is the nakshatra of rehabilitation. So sixth house is health issues. So person can be rehabilitating others in matters of healthcare and all. So for that purpose, it is a very good position. Okay. So person can be utilizing his abilities to rehabilitate people suffering from health issues. It can be unconventional ways of healthcare also, like alternate healing and healthcare. Rahu is placed in second house for Virgo ascendant. What will be its effects in Antardasha? Rahu is again explosion, and second house is the house of wealth. Even the sign there is Libra, ruled by Venus. So it can be good dasha for money matters. Person can be earning lot of wealth, but Rahu remains a malefic planet. So the biggest challenge will be saving that wealth. Okay, person may get wealth, but he may not be able to save the wealth. So this is where the person needs to be careful about wealth matters. Right. Vargottama Ketu in the fifth house for Aries ascendant. How does it impact? I won't utilize Vargottama concept with Rahu and Ketu, but anyways, Ketu represents separation, isolation, and Vargottama is not house based. It is sign based. It can never be house based. Okay, so if it is in Leo sign in both the charts in D1 and D9, it shows that person may be disinterested towards the creative side of life in initial life, may be disinterested towards the fifth house related matters in initial life. like love, romance, and all those things live in karakas. But when it comes to like non-living karakas, like education and all, they can be interested in research oriented education. Okay. Good day, Vinayak ji. Abin, Sun, Ketu, Mercury in Purva Shara Nakshatra in 12th house for Capricorn ascendant. It is again the same thing, like whenever three or more planets are there in one house, it is like lots of energy is going. Person can be interested in foreign lands or spiritual matters or higher education related matters, and if he puts his effort there, they can get the result. Okay. So it is good for spiritual pursuit. It is also good for higher education and knowledge related matters. If second house, two house planets, which house they represent more in the Shabdati? I didn't. If two house planets means if one house has two planets, they both will be active in Dasha and Bhukti. I didn't understand your question. What is meant by two house planets? Venus in both, right, I think I replied it. Then Sun Venus Saturn conjunction in ninth house for Aries ascendant. What results does this conjunction give? Same like Sun Venus Saturn in the ninth house Sagittarius. Like a person can be interested towards higher education and knowledge, but Saturn is there. Put your best effort, then you will get the result. Lots of ego conflicts with teachers, and that is a possibility. Distant relationship from father. Okay, that is also a possibility. Don't get into any ego conflicts on matters of belief system, that my belief system is better than your belief system. That is stupid talks. Okay. I wanted to know about more about moon in Taurus in sixth house. Still, why could it give some mental mind related issues and later? Okay, because everything is in addition. Sixth house will give its impact. Moon will give its impact. Exaltation only means the person will recover quickly. That's it. Okay. Exaltation doesn't mean the problem will not come. Okay, problem will come, but person will recover quickly. Person will recover without much loss. Okay, that is it. So moon in the sixth house Taurus can still give mental health issues to the person, but the person will recover from it. Everything remains in addition. I already asked a question, so to feel free to skip this. For career, I have Cancer in the 10th house, empty, Lord in the 5th. In Navamsha, Moon is in the first house. Okay. I want to write poetry, paint, sing, do my chart, support this for income. My Atmakarka is, this is a long discussion. As I said, like this career consultation usually takes around 1 hour time, at least 1 hour time. So I would have to look at your chart, and then I can help you. I may not be able to help you like this. Okay. In one comment, I cannot give you the career consultation. I'm sorry about it. Okay. How to get a husband like Rishi Sunak? I don't know. Ask his wife. Okay. So combust Saturn retrograde and Jupiter retrograde in Kritika Nakshatra in fifth house for Capricorn ascendant. Saturn, Saturn, Jupiter, Sun conjunction in Kritika in fifth house. Lots of efforts are needed in the matters of education for this person. Okay. Saturn, Jupiter both retrograde in the fifth house of education. So in fifth house related matters like education, romance, creativity, and all skills, the person has to put a lot of effort and avoid ego conflicts. Another question: mind illness, depression, and especially bipolar. Uh, what could give this? So, is it to do with moon, Ketu, or with both? Any impact on moon, any malefic impact on moon is enough to give you trouble in mind-related health issues. So it can be moon, just a simple aspect of Saturn on moon. That is enough. Not necessarily that there has to be like a conjunction of lots of malefics with moon. Moon is the most gentle energy, so it gets impacted by any eastern energy. So even if Saturn's slightest aspect on moon is there, it is enough to give you stress or mental health issues. What is the importance of Bhavchali chart? How do you see it in comparison to D1 chart? As I said, I prefer D1 chart. I don't prefer any other chart. Okay. So even if I take Bhavchali chart is more utilized if you are following this Bhrigunadi Jyotish or KP Paddhati. If you are following that system of astrology, then utilize Bhavchali chart. As I don't utilize that system, I don't use it. But if you go towards one system, go towards that system completely. Don't have this 10% of this, 10% of this, 10% of this. That 10% of my desires are fulfilling from Parashara, 10% of my desires are fulfilling from Gemini, 10% of my desires are fulfilling from KP Paddhati. So I am following this. It doesn't work like this. You have to go in one direction completely. So if you want to follow Bhavchalit chart, follow Bhavchalit chart completely. Go towards that. Don't mix Parashara astrology in that. Okay. There are two articles written on the website on Bhavchalit chart. Those articles will help you. Jupiter at first degree of in Aquarius for Taurus ascendant. Saturn retrograde in Leo. Lagna, what kind of career? I won't suggest any career because, as I said, career consultation takes a lot of time. So you can take consultation from your choice of astrologer. Mercury in 10th house for Aries ascendant. What can be predicted? It is good for any communication of legal matters. Person can be a good lawyer also, good legal writer. Capricorn is the sign of 10th house. Capricorn is the sign of government, law, and all that. Mercury is communication. Person may be very good communicator in legal matters. How is placed in second house for Virgo ascendant? What will its affect in the field of education for in the field for from Antardasha? I don't think Rahu is education oriented planet. It is sixth lord sitting in the second house. It is not an education oriented planet unless it is sitting with Jupiter or Venus. So I would rely more on the fifth house or ninth house or Jupiter Venus for education oriented predictions. Vargottama moon and Vargottama Rahu in the 11th house for Aries ascendant. Is it a good conjunction? What will be the result? A result will be based upon your actions. First of all, understand result will not be automatic. Rahu Moon together in the 11th house. 11th house is serving humanity, entrepreneurship. It is also in Aquarius sign, representing the same thing. If you go towards entrepreneurship, then if you go towards serving humanity, then you will get the best result. Thank you very much for doing these live sessions. Great, thank you. Is Moon in Mula Nakshatra bad for financial matters? Uh, we cannot say that. The second house should also be involved. Moon in Mula Nakshatra is a very research oriented mind. Involvement of second house can, like if Moon is second lord or Moon in Mula Nakshatra in second house, then we can say person may feel some sort of pinch in financial matters, but otherwise we cannot say that. Okay. Then Sun Mercury Ketu. Sir, I replied to this question multiple times. Thank you. Thank you. Exalted Saturn in Chitra Nakshatra in second for Virgo. Aspected by debilitated Mars and Vrushya from Lagna. Venus, how will Saturn Dasha be? Saturn Dasha is same. Okay, it is full of challenges for everyone. So be proactive in mitigating the circumstances of life. You may have some challenges in matters of your wealth, finance, family matters. You may be staying away from family. So be proactive, be receptive towards those changes. Then you will get the best of the result. Okay. You're welcome, Priya. If mean Lagna, Saturn in the seventh house, Saturn will act as 11th Lord or 12th Lord, both. Everything is in addition in astrology. Rahu in first house for Libra ascendant. How will be personality be? First house for Libra ascendant. It is like they can be very much about themselves. Rahu in first house, their whole focus is upon themselves. So that type of person can be like person is always focusing on himself because Rahu is gravitation. This person is gravitated towards himself. With Mars being the lord of seventh house conjunct with Ketu and Venus being the Dhara Karaka, what can we predict about the love life? I don't know. Mars with Ketu with Venus, it is like difficult. Um, Person may have lots of issues in relationship matters. First date, first try to understand the person, then think about relationship because it is like very difficult position. Venus with two strong malefics. How is Saturn being the in the fifth house for Libra ascendant for a female native? How is Saturn being in the fifth house for Libra ascendant? Saturn in fifth house is always like disappointment in the relationship aspect of life. Person can have lots of like long-term relationship and then painful breakups. In educational matters, in creative matters, also the person has to work really hard. Okay, so that is the thing you should the person should be careful about. Okay, but if the person works hard, they can have better results. Glad I made you laugh. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Take care also. And no matter which house that moon and combo of moon Saturn is placed about health issues, right? Everything is in addition. Pisces ascendant, 12th Lord Saturn in the third house in Kritika Nakshatra. Work for yourself. Saturn in the third house is a basic planetary placement where the person should work for himself. Thank you. You're welcome. Sixth Lord Mercury in 12th house with Sun Mercury. Great. This question has been replied at least 5 times so far. 10th Lord Venus in the second house. Conjunct 10th Lord Venus in second house. Conjunct Venus in Aquarius. Great. Venus is conjunct with Venus. Uh, Okay, now Venus in Aquarius is like second house. It is good for financial matters. Person has to in initial life they have to like persevere with their savings. Okay, in initial life they would have to learn their savings skills. Is exalted Venus placed in sixth house for Libra ascendant a good placement? Every placement is good, every placement is bad, depends on how you utilize it. Sixth house Pisces Venus can still give you health issues, but sixth house Pisces Venus can be extremely good for creative matters, for medical career, health related career also. So that is the result. So how you utilize it? How can Jupiter retrograde in eighth house for Libra ascendant affect? Jupiter retrograde in eighth house. So it can expand someone's desires of relationship in a like a big way. They can have lots of expectation from their partner or partner's family and all. So that is there. Jupiter in eighth house, but because it is retrograde, it is also in enemy sign. Person may have very less results, and that will make them reflect back time and again. Okay, how is my married life? How is my relationship life? That is Jupiter retrograde. Mula in first house, Ardra in the seventh house. What happens when on top of that first house has Rahu and seventh house Ketu? Very difficult for relationship. It is really difficult placements for relationship. Again, person should first date, first understand the person, another person, then they should go for relationship. Okay. Uh, Sun and Ketu conjunction in the seventh house for how can the married life be? The title, no questions on marriage. Okay. Uh, and these axes of Ardhara and Mula are destructive towards what? Adharma. That is our wish to think. We think that this is the way, but they are destructive in any matter. And like in relationship, it is very destructive. Okay, this Ardhara Mula, especially when Rahu Ketu are there. For Libra ascendant, how will Saturn retrograde with Rahu in the 11th house be the for the fifth house matters? Moon Ketu in the fifth house. Ketu is there in the fifth house. Saturn Rahu will not impact much. This Ketu will impact more. It's a difficult position. Like a person may be isolated, separated from fifth house related matters, but the person may feel like lots of dissatisfaction in like manifestation of his desires when Saturn Rahu in the 11th house and this Ketu is in the fifth house. So, almost no results in relationship matters, almost no result in like love romance and all that, and no meaningful results. Thank you so many times. Thank you, Renata. Appreciate your time. Grateful for your being our teacher. Great. Thank you. How are you? I am fine, Karthik here. Moon and Mars conjunct in 10th house for Libra ascendant. What can be predicted? Person should not work under others' authority. Mars is debilitated. Person may have lots of issues with people, people of authority figures and all. So they should never try to work under others' authority. They should work for themselves. That will be much better option for them. Okay. So it is a very difficult position. Okay. Thank you for all questions. Lots of questions today. Okay. Let's meet next week. Okay. Take care.